What's up, everybody? Today we're going to do another mod video. We are going to do Cere today. So, we did make a Malicos video. I did check that out. We get a lot of comments, a lot of likes. Make sure you guys check that video out. It'll be on the top right-hand corner. Well, corner this way, this way, this way, right here. So check that out. So, before we get into modding, Cere. Omicron is a must. Okay? Let's find where it's at. Right here. While in Grand Arena, if all allies are dark side or light side on force users, there is no Galactic Legend allies at the start of the battle, so you can't use a GL on your team. You gain 30% max health and max protection, and are immune to ability block and daze. Okay? And at the start of the counter, all force users, Jedi gain protection up 75%. This is huge, okay? Especially when you're facing Rays, alright? You can go through all the details on this, but basically you get a lot of protection. They can recover 15% max health and protection at the end of their turn. Okay? And gain foresight for 2 turns. This is huge on the start. She only has 1 Omicron. This is huge, alright? Everything is maxed out. So, as you see in my mods, are a little bit different than most people's. Okay? If you look on SWGoH, you'll see a lot of all health primaries. I do it a little bit deeper. Like, if you want to do what everybody else is doing, you go to SWGoH, alright? Go to SWGoH and see what everyone else is doing. I look at the top 10 Kyber players in the world. That's how I do my modding, okay? What are they doing differently that I'm not doing? How are they better than me? So that's what I look at. Like, all right, how are they doing their modding? If you want to be the same, you go on SWGoH. If you want to be different and better, that's where you come here. Okay? I do a little bit different. I deep dive in mods. All right. So we want much protection as her as possible, right? I have 129. Could be higher. You know, I have JML. I have other characters that need protection, but could be higher. All right. Speed is not an issue on this character. Speed will not be an issue. Slower the better. Okay. You want much protection. You want basically she is there to survive. Okay. I know she's a support character. Most support characters want speed, but not for her. Okay. Now I have a mixture. I have a decent amount of defensive mods. These were on my crew because crew needs some protection. I took these mods off of crew and put them on her. Ever since I did that, she is surviving. She's not died in the last... It's been a while since she's died in Grand Arena, to be honest with you guys. Now, before I switched these over, she was dying left and right with all a health set and everything. So I put defensive mods on, and so the armor goes up, all right? So let me show you if I can show you guys that. I know that because I've looked that up, but the armor goes up when you have defensive mods on her. So it went up to 70% armor, okay? Now that's a factor with defensive mods only. I believe it's defensive mods only. The armor goes up. I'd have to find the report for you and go. That's just where I've been playing for so long. I know that the armor goes up, okay? So that's why, like, if they have a high armor pin, if the Ray has a high armor pin, Datacron, that means, you know, she's gonna have to try to get through 70% of my armor. Okay, so she has like 80% or 80 armor pin. She has to try to get through the 70. All right. So that's why I'm going with defense this time. Now, I don't believe I have any more good defensive ones. We can check. I'm not going through my... Let me see what I have. There, let's get the protection percentage in the secondary. Yeah, see, this is where I slow down. I don't have a good defensive mods. Yeah, that's why I put that. Now, if you have a full set defense, that's what I would go for. The higher the armor percentage, but that's what I have. So let's go over the stats. Speed is not an issue. Protection, So I have protection on all my primaries. 24%. If you can get them 6 dots, do it. 24%. Okay? Because if you don't, forget that it's like a low stat. Alright? So, I have percentage protection. The substats, I want protection. And if you can throw a little bit of defensive percentage in there as well, the more the better, okay? Like I said, we don't need a lot of speed on her. We have protection here. You can throw some health in there, it'd be nice. I got big juicy health right here, 7%. And then I have like a little bit of health. Not crazy amount. But another 7% health. So biggest stats we want here is protection on the primaries, protection in the secondaries. Okay? Big, like, flat stat protection. And if you can get some health, the better. Okay? Because once Rey's through that protection, you want her to stay alive, alright? Alright, and look at me, see, yeah, 11% protection right here. So if you don't have a primary percentage, like we said in the last video, you don't have a primary percentage, you want protection percentage in the substat. That's what you want. Okay? Now, if you do have a primary protection right here, on the substat, you want the high, like this is 32. I took this off JML. So I did have some defensive mods on crew and JML. But, like as you see, I want how much protection as you can get. I do have some health percentages in my substats just to make her stay alive, right? She's sitting at 64k health. Let's go ahead and look up a SWGoH stats real quick. Let me pull that up real quick. I don't want to be feeding you guys wrong information. Okay. Let's go to best mods on SWGoH. Let me find Cere here. Cere, where you at? What else? Sees. There you go. See, a lot of people are running all health percent, right? So I'm going to go to top 100 guilds. I'm running all health set. Alright, that's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. But I feel like the extra armor percentage does really well. So only 11% of people, no, only 6% of people are running what I'm running right now in the world. So that's 100. That's in Kyber. If you go to top 100 guilds, so if you go to top 100 guilds, the percentage goes up to 7%. Okay, not much, but that's what they're running. Okay, bunch protection, just bunch protection on her. I just want her to survive. Like, yeah, some people, yeah, that's what people are running, and you can run the all health set. But like I said, I like that armor percentage a lot better. She just survives a lot better. Like I said, I couldn't throw another. She only has one Omicron. So the only thing I could do to make her better was make her mods better. So that's what I did. I made her mods 10 times better. So let me know, guys, what you think. That is the Cere video today. I hope you guys like these mod videos. Like I said, get much protection as you can on Cere. She doesn't need to be super fast. A little bit of health. Oh, excuse me. Let me check what everybody's health. So the base health what everybody has is 74. Everybody's protection is 95. So we're way above. Well, we're sitting at 129. What everybody has on SWGoH is 95k. So we're way above. Okay, health's a little lower, but they got to eat through your protection before they can get to your health, right? So, like I said, mine hasn't died. It's been doing really well. Like I said, I like this mod set. If you think about it, if you find a really good, I know this is not a word, but a really good modder, somebody that mods really well, you're going to find different things that are different modded than they are on SWGoH. All right, what are the top people doing? That's what I'm looking for. What's going to give me the advantage over Bob that's in the same bracket as me? Okay, you got to think of like, if all the people have the same mods and have same speeds, same health, and same protection, What's going to be different? Think about that. You guys think about that. Okay? Stupid computer. But that is the mod video for today. You guys, before you guys leave, make sure you guys hit that like button, comment, subscribe if you like these mod videos. Let me know. Comment. Even if you guys don't agree with my modding, I will still read the comments. I might not agree, and we'll agree to disagree. All right. Modding's a little touchy subject. People are like, "Oh, this is the best mod." No, this is the best mod. This is the best mod. Well, it's always a touchy subject. All right, because everybody's prideful on their own modding and stuff like that. It's fine, but you know, I like to see comments like, "All right, I'm not always right. I'm not always right, but I feel like I'm pretty good on this one. Pretty good on this one." Like I said, I like the defense mod. If I can find another 2 defensive set, I will run that. But until then, I don't farm a lot of defensive mods. I should, but I don't. But if you find out like an advanced person that's done modding for a while, they will sprinkle in some defensive mods instead of health mods. It was an armor percentage. Okay, and that's just a trick. Where you've been playing so long. All right, guys. Until next time, make sure you guys hit that like button. I will see you guys on the next video. The next one will probably be Star Killer. Star Killer. We will probably do a full lineup with Cere team. And if you're in the meta right now, in like Kyber 1, Kyber 2, you're going to throw Star Killer with Malicos, Cere. That's what you're going to do. So that's going to be in the video, in the videos. So we might do Star Killer next, or we might do the full Cere team. I haven't decided. All right, guys. Until next time, you guys have a great one. See you guys out there. Peace out.